recording. Perfect. Okay, you guys, so this is something actually, I think this is actually Jackie's idea to do this. She was talking about the fact that, she did a Zoom, I think it was maybe it was last month, and she was talking about harvesting and planting seeds and not giving up on yourself. And it's easy to have kind of like those low times and to feel like you're never going to come back from it. It's so easy to feel like you're never going to come back from it. And it was crazy. And I actually didn't even tell Jackie or Maureen this yet. But so you guys I always read out of this devotion to you guys all the time, and it was literally about planting seeds this morning. And I was like, I hear you, Jesus. Like, I literally hear you. Okay, so I wanted to read that for you guys because it was seriously so good. I won't read the whole thing, but it just said at the beginning, it said, "It's such an odd sight, two identical plants sitting side by side in the same flower bed at my cousin's house. They'd been watered by the same irrigation, nourished by the same nutrients from the same exact soil. Yet one was green, lush, and vibrant, while the other was brown, dry, and brittle. Strange, and yet maybe not quite so uncommon." It goes into tell a story about something being planted on good ground or in good soil results in a good crop. And this discrepancy, along with those two bushes I spotted in the flower bed, got me wondering, why could that even be? If the soil is the same, why wouldn't the seed do the same thing in one place as it is in another place? Why wouldn't all the bushes blossom equally? Hundreds of people can sit in the same church, sing the same songs, speak the same words, and share the same spiritual background, because the fruit that is produced in one person's life from an implanted word of God can widely be produce something different in another person. And they go on and talking about the same soil, different harvest, and how crazy is. And I just this was just mind blowing to me. And I love how I feel like this whole month, I felt so guilty, you guys. I've literally had, so this is a devotion. I've literally had, it's 90 days. Okay, I've had this for 2 years. Okay, and it's only for 90 days, and it's taken me this long. I'm only halfway through it, but I almost feel like I was supposed to put it on the back burner because I started reading it again this month for us pushing for presidential, and every day it's like aligning with what we need, like with what I need to hear, and I just don't feel like that's a coincidence at all. I know. So anyways, it was talking about same soil, different harvest, and I think that's just so true for all of us because you guys, what do we all have? We all have the exact same tools. Everyone is given the exact same tools, the same everyone can hop on the same training. Everyone gets the same leaders that they can reach out to. Everything is the same. So why do some people flourish in this business and some people don't? That's kind of what it comes down to. And people are always like, well, the business didn't work for me. The business didn't work for me. The business didn't work for me. And that's not true. And so we kind of just wanted to go into a little bit about so me, Jackie and Maureen are all going to share I feel like we are 3 people on the team that have had a huge low end in our business at one point, and we're able to come back from it. And we think that is so important, and it's good. Right now, a lot of you have joined during the boom season, but you guys might hit a low point in your business, and you might not have yet, but at some point, everyone does. Everyone does hit a low point in your business, but it's what you do with that low point. It's your mindset that you keep and all that kind of stuff. And so I kind of just wanted to talk about my low point, and then Jackie's going to go into hers. But so last summer, you guys, at the beginning of last year was literally the most booming time in my business. I had just signed Jill a little bit before that, and we were running and we were just going and we were doing all the things. Okay, we were doing all the things. Jackie had just gone, Jill had just gone, everyone was just going, everyone was promoting, and it was great, and it was so fun, okay? But then I went double diamond last May, and you guys, I feel, or no, not last May, last March, and I feel like after that, it's not that I stopped working, but it was like I was waiting for that next, okay, what's next type of thing. And you're always looking for that next big thing to happen. And I was chasing something that wasn't supposed to happen yet. And I didn't know what to do with that. And I didn't know how to be comfortable with where I was at, and I didn't know how to sustain that. And I feel like so many times that's what we do, is we're just chasing the next mountaintop. We're just chasing the next mountaintop. But if you don't know how to sustain what you've been given, you won't be given that next mountaintop. But and being okay to be if there is never a next mountaintop, that I am not that you're comfortable in what it is, but that you know how to sustain this, and that you're not going to lose it, and that it's okay if you never reach another mountaintop. Like that doesn't make you any less valuable. And I feel like in that business, it's so easy to sit here and you guys can get on Zooms when you're so new and you can look around and start comparing yourself to everyone else. And you can get in the comparison game, especially with some people, you guys saw on Rachel's team, Jordan, she joined 4 weeks ago and she's going diamond, guys. And that is crazy. And that is so cool. But at the same time, for some people, that can be super discouraging. It can be so discouraging. Like, what is she doing that I am not doing? And you guys, the thing is that, again, we're all given the same soil. It's just everyone waters it a little bit differently. We're all given the same tools, but you guys can't look left and right and say, okay, what is she doing that I'm not doing? Just do your things. Me and Caroline were having this conversation yesterday. Not that she was feeling defeated, but she was more just like, you guys can get to a point where sometimes you're the only one working on your chart, or it's only one other person working on your chart. And you just have to know that it's okay as long as you guys are showing up every single day. You're doing the things, you're doing your host of posts, you guys are doing the things that we instruct you to do. You're making sure you get a power hour or two in a day. Those are the things that are going to sustain a long business. And if you are showing up and doing those things every single day, it might be frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be frustrating to be the only one showing up, but there will come that time where being so diligent, even when you are the only person working, is going to pay off in the long run. It's going to pay off because you never stopped working. Just because everyone else quit, you didn't quit. You were still planting seeds. You were still in conversation. It might feel so slow, but once you finally sign those distributors that want to start working and want to start doing it with you, that whole time that you decided to never stop planting seeds and never stop being in conversations, even though you could have woke up and felt so defeated and felt like you were the only one doing this, so what's the point of doing it anyways? Might as well just give up. No one else is showing up for me. I'm the only one showing up for me. You guys might get to a point in your business that is like that. I'm going to be honest. It is going to be like that. And you need to be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to show up for me. Not for anyone else. I'm going to show up for me because I know that I can do this and I know that I can push forward and I know that I can, plant these seeds and that they will harvest one day. And so last summer, I felt like that was happening. It was like, okay, why is it, I get it's summer, but like you guys, we all hit promotions, and everyone just kind of just started chilling and it was summer and I got that it was hot outside and people want to go to the lake and people want to go to the pools, but I'm like, you guys, we just hit huge promotions, like what's going on? And everyone just kind of started, I wouldn't even say stop working, it's just everything kind of just slowed down and just became like this slow like pace, and I didn't know what to do with it. And I actually heard this from, I think it was from Rachel, and I think she maybe got it from Ashley Mayfield, that sometimes you don't know how to steer the boat and steer it into something new. You just stay on the boat in the path that it's in and you just let it keep going and going and going until it basically crashes. You guys need to learn how to take the momentum and steer it somewhere else. And be like, no, this is not okay. And we're going to steer it this way. And this is the path that we're going to be moving. And I didn't know how to do that. You guys, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know how to do that. But I do know one thing. I do know one thing is that I never stopped being in conversation. I never stopped showing up for me. I didn't know how to steer my team. I didn't know how to steer the people that were working with me into a momentum that we needed. All I knew was how to show up for me at that point. And it was something that I was learning and I was going through. You go through that time in a business, like the moment that you guys started, the moment that you guys signed up for this, you guys you're a boss now. You're a leader. Even if you don't have a team underneath you, you own your own business now. So you start developing those leadership skills so that one day you can transfer what you're learning and you can duplicate it into someone else. And so I think it was August, that momentum finally slowed down enough that I lost my rank. And ever since, and that was the first time I'd ever lost rank. You guys, I'd always maintained my rank. Ever since I've gone diamond, I've never lost diamond, but I finally lost double diamond last August, and it took me until the month after conference this year to regain it back. You guys, regaining it back, I literally will never lose it again because of the fact that I never gave up, even though at the time it might have been easier to walk away. But instead of taking the easy route out, instead of saying, you know what, like I could just go back to what I was doing before. I could just go get another retail job. I know I'm good at that. I know at least I can go do that. instead of doing that, I was like, nope, I'm going to stick it out because I know what people say. I know I've seen other people's comeback stories. I've seen that it can happen. You just have to get through the season. And so I'm telling you, if you feel like maybe even if you're new and you feel like maybe you've been in a conversation after conversation after conversation after conversation and nothing has come from it, that doesn't mean that you're not doing anything good. That doesn't mean that you aren't good at this business. I don't want you to think that at all. It just means that it hasn't been your time yet. You're still learning how to have conversations. So just because it might feel like it's slow or some people are taking off faster than you, I just never want you to get into the comparison game. So that's really all I wanted to talk about. I want you guys to be able to I just want you guys to be able to see that there will be slow times, but learn how to steer that momentum. And I think that's something that we've been learning in these past 2 months is that you guys, the momentum never has to stop. It literally never has to stop. We've proven that. I think it was Tiffany Hurd the other night. She was talking about the fact that you guys, it's May. It should be slow time right now, and it's not. It should be slow time right now because school is getting out. Everyone kind of just dwindles off. That's the pattern of our normal business, but it's not. It's as busy as ever. And if we keep that momentum and keep transferring, I keep hearing the word energy, if we keep transferring that energy into other people, it will never slow down because we're duplicating the energy. We're the ones bringing the hype every single day. So come willing to serve, willing to show up every single day, and I promise you that your soil will be fertile. Okay, Jackie, your turn, girl.
Hi, everybody. I don't have like too much different to go off of what Bethany said. Sorry. Okay, go. Okay, go. Right, no, Rylan's gonna help you. Okay. Yes, I will give you 2 if you let Rylan help you. Eric, go. Sorry, of course. She was like quiet the whole time Bethany was talking. Okay, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to kind of touch a little bit on what Bethany said. I love that you talked about like steering your momentum because that's something new that I've like been learning lately is how like you guys, we are in such like a great season right now, and being able to keep that momentum going, it's just a great feeling, and it's not going to stop unless you stop it. So it doesn't have to stop. And going off of what Bethany was saying, keeping those conversations going. If you've been in for a while, then you know I am huge about staying consistent and consistency. If you're new, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I started in October of 2018, and I went Emerald in 5 months. And for me, that was a huge deal. And then I kind of got complacent. It wasn't that I wasn't working anymore, but I wasn't working as hard. My heart wasn't in it like it had been when I first started. And then life happened during the summer, and I needed to figure out my priorities, prioritize my family, and figure out that balance. So I put my business on the back burner, and I wasn't working it like I should. I quit posting, I quit having the conversations, and that put a huge like strain on my business. When I finally was able to jump back in full, I had to start all over. I had to go those couple months of planting seeds, and it sucked. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, she's screaming. Hopefully you guys can't hear her. I don't know, but lots where I was going. Yeah. So what kind of helped me stay consistent and stuff was I was able to make sure that I dedicate at least 1 hour a day to my business. So either that is waking up an hour early or staying up an hour late. For me, in our schedule, I am able to stay up an hour late sometimes, but I'm also able to get an hour in before I pick up my daughter from daycare. So, but make sure that you are at least dedicating like a full hour. You're not just, you know, scrolling through, that you're intentionally working. I found that that has helped a lot. And whether people are, you know, signing up right now or not, you are still planting those seeds. You're putting yourself out there. People want to invest in you, and they trust you. They don't trust your products. So if you're out there every day being like, I'm drinking my skinny mocha today, and a month later you're like, I'm still drinking my skinny mocha and I lost 15 pounds, they are part of that journey with you. And when they see that you've been consistently using the products, you've been consistent about posting about them, they're going to hop on with you because they trust you and they can see the stuff working with you. Rylan, can you please get Era some M&Ms? 2. Sorry. So yeah, the other thing that helped me was self-development. Before this business, I had a very, very low image of myself, self-image of myself, from like past relationships. I see, good job, go eat. From like past relationships and stuff like that. I had a very low self-image of myself. So being able to work on self-development helps you stay consistent, because when you start thinking, I can't do this, people are telling me no, people aren't signing up. When you are working on yourself, you get the confidence in yourself to be like, you said no, but this person's going to say yes. And this person's going to say yes. And they may not say yes right now, but they've been watching me for 2 months and they're going to say yes next month. I've had like 4 or 5 people this month message me out of the blue that I had never even talked to. We've never even had a relationship, but they've messaged me and been like, I've been watching you and I'm ready. I need those pills. I want that coffee. And that is like a great feeling to have. And I wouldn't have those if I gave up and stopped planting those seeds. So I just wanted to like make sure preach consistency. And the other thing that helped me keep going, when I joined because I didn't have a lot of time with my kids, and I lost sight of the reason why I joined. I lost sight of my why, and your why will change throughout this business, but always make sure that you have that in your head, because like mine now is I love my job, but I want to go out in the pool with my kids during the day, and I want a house on an acreage, and I want to sleep in. I want to work out whenever I want to work out and not just figure it out in my time schedule. I want to be able to be like, okay, kids, let's go to Worlds of Fun. I want to be able to do these things. And so I never lost that of my why. Sometimes I would forget about it, but then I started posting it all over the place and I see it. Every time I see my kids, I'm like, yep. And my kids, if you don't have kids, that's fine. For me, this is what works. My kids are part of my promotion. Every day my kids are like, how far are you away from doubles? Did you hit diamond? They made a chart and they get to mark it off. They get so excited. When I hit diamond, I hit diamond really late at night, so I couldn't go wake them up. But the next morning, I was like, guess what? And they were so excited with me. And I know, seeing them, they keep me going, and they keep me and kind of keep me in check to where I have to stay consistent. So I guess what I want to leave y'all with is, you may not be getting the yeses right now, and you may not be getting, flying off the handle sign up enrollment, but they are watching you. And just because they say no doesn't mean that it's a no. It means I want to see if you believe in what you're doing. I want to see that you are backing what you're doing. And then they hop on. So don't get discouraged. Just know that you're showing up every day and you're posting, you are doing what you need to be doing, and you will be rewarded for it. I promise you. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I guess Maureen's next.
No, oh my God, that was so good, you guys. And I was just telling one of my newbies about what you were just talking about, because she was like, I feel defeated already. And how many people feel this? You guys, I still don't get a lot of interaction on a lot of my posts. And you guys think that you're doing something wrong when you only get like 5 likes on your pictures. Likes and comments mean nothing. Likes and comments literally mean nothing, because I have had so many people that have reached out to me and been like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you forever, I want coffee. And I'm like, what? You've never even liked or commented on any of my stuff. Because some people don't want you to know that they're watching. Some people just want to sit back and see that you're being consistent, like Jackie was talking about. They want to see that this isn't a phase for you. They want to see that you love the product as much as you talk about. There's so with the business too. They want to see that this isn't just a phase and that you're not going to quit 3 months later. They want to see that you really love this, like the way that you say that you are on Facebook. So I love that you said that, because it really makes no difference if people are liking and commenting your stuff. It makes a difference that you're putting it out there every day. So good. Okay, your turn, Miss Maureen.
All right. How's everybody doing? Good. Wake up. Okay. All right. Just make sure. Okay. So, I mean, my story's not that much different. It's just a little unique, more unique. You know, I mean, we all have a unique story to tell. But, you know, we're not that much different from one another. We really aren't. And so when I started, actually, I signed up under my husband. And so we've been doing this a little over a year. And guys, went Ruby like right away, you know, and that was great. It was just awesome. And then we got into, you know, I don't know, it was just like April and May, and you know, things kind of slowed down a bit, and we were planning for weddings and planning for vacations, and I just got complacent, you know. I really did. I thought, you know, this is fine, this is all I want, even though I knew I wanted more. But, and guys, all summer long and actually all year long, we stayed at Ruby. My husband's account stayed at Ruby. And I just kept thinking like, gosh, I am doing this stuff every day. That's all I did, because my kids are all grown. You know, they're grown. I have grandkids and everything, but you know, I don't do anything. I stay home. So what else was I going to do but this business? And this is all I did all day long. And guys, I still do that. And I get yelled at by it too, by our upline, because they're like, stop it. But you know what? I mean, when I go sit down, that I just pick up my phone and I just start, you know what I mean? That's just what I do. And I don't know, maybe it's just because I had worked in the corporate field and I was a manager, and that's just what I was expected of me. And I just work all the time. And so I don't know, but the point is what I'm making is that I never took time for myself. Oh, I'm like moving the screen here. I never took time for myself at all. And I kept doing the things. And I'm like, why am I not getting ahead? Heck, I should have been flipping purple diamond. You know, I should have been. I should have been ambassador, whatever, because I was just putting in the work and I was working so hard and I was doing it all day long. And I'm like, what's wrong with me, you know? But there was nothing wrong with me. It was just my head wasn't there. You know what I mean? I was going through the motions and I was doing it, but I really wasn't doing it. Does that make sense? I mean, because I would be sending messages and I would be following up, and I'd, you know, get a win here or there and all that kind of stuff. And it'd be like, hey, great, you know, and I couldn't sign a distributor to save my flipping soul. I'm telling you, I had no idea what the heck was wrong with me. I was going live. I was just everything. It was just all up here. And I just remember that, you know, everybody just kept telling me, you got to stop. You got to take time for yourself. You got to do the self-development. You got to walk away and come back to it. You got to enjoy it, because it got to the point where it was a job. And nobody likes to go to a job. You want to have fun doing it. So I failed a lot. I really did. But I also, part of me enjoyed myself too, because I mean, Jill and I would get on every single morning and it would be like a competition, you know, type thing. And you know, for how many haps or how many, you know, whatever. She kicked my ass every day, but I still did it. You know what I mean? And so that was fun. Not really, but kind of. But you know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make is that you're going to fail. You will. I hate to be real here, but you will. But you have to be able to know, you know, when you have those failures, what can you do different to rise above it? And listen to your upline. When they're telling you to do self-development, by God, do that self-development. Because there is not a morning that goes by. As soon as I get up, that's what I do. I sit down, I turn the TV on, put YouTube on, and as the first thing I do is I watch self-development. Now, I don't watch an hour of it because I don't have, not that I don't have the time span, it's just I get bored. You know, I want to get to work, and I don't want that to take out my time, but I still do self-development, and it's anywhere from 10, 30 minutes of self-development. And that's all I need. That's all I need to get me going and get me fired up. So, you know, that's what I do. And then this year, I went ahead and signed myself up under my husband in March. And in 5 weeks, I went Ruby. He went Emerald. And now, guys, we're less than 30 orders away from him going Diamond and me going Emerald. So literally my whole mind has shifted because that's what I did. I took time for me. I did self-development. I failed and got back up, failed, got back up. You know, you just got to keep doing it, and sometimes you're going to sit there going, God, what am I doing wrong? You know, and sometimes you might want to cry, but if you turn around and you look at the person that signed you, or you look at your upline and you say, look, something's going on in my head, or what am I doing wrong, or walk me through something, or do this or do that, they're going to do it, and they're going to switch your mind again. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling. It's just you have that power to change that. And until you change it, you know what I mean? Nobody can change it for you. So self-development, do the work, but love yourself and take time for yourself. Okay, that's all I got. Well, I got more, but that's all I got right now.
So good. Jackie, did you want to say anything else? Were you thinking, I didn't know if anything came to your mind. You guys, that was so good. We didn't want to be on here super long. Just kind of more, just like a short little pump up, because I know at the end of the month, you guys, it's the 20th. We have 5 days left before final credit cards run. And this can become a daunting time at the end of the month where you just feel like it's all kind of closing in and you're like, this is crunch time, this is go time. And you guys can either do one of things. That can either just propel you to the end, or it can shut you down and it can feel like this is not happening. And I loved that Maureen ended with self-development, because you guys, you literally at this time, you can get so inside your head that maybe if you're pushing for a promotion, or if you want to get your first 6 loyal customers before the end of the month and you feel like it's not going to happen, whatever your goal is, you know, everyone should have a goal, whether it's your first 6 customers or a promotion. It doesn't matter. It's all a goal. It's all your goal, right? And doing self-development is a non-negotiable. It is a non-negotiable. And even on the last day of the month, when you feel like you need to get every message out, you need to make sure it's the first thing that you do. You need to make sure. So yeah, what did you say? Yeah, get out of your head and know you're capable. Seriously, because you don't know what can happen. Yeah, what's up, Maureen?
No, I don't know if anybody watches Tiffany Herr at all, or is on her page or follows her or whatever. But guys, she had the best, not really, I want to say epiphany, but analogy and stuff the other day. And if I can take just a couple of minutes, I want to share it with you. She said that she was watching, and I can't think of the pro golfer's name. So guys, do you guys remember? Does anybody remember?
Yeah. No, I don't remember his name.
What's the name? I don't remember his name.
The other day. It was so good. Yes, please share this.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to try and make this short, but she said, I'm going to use Jack Nicholson because that's the only golfer that comes to my brain, but I don't think it's him. But anyway, he wanted to be the best golfer there was. And he could golf like no other, but he could not putt from 3 feet away from the hole. He just couldn't do it. So he went to another pro person. He's like, how do I do this? What do I do? Make me better. I want to be the best, and stuff. And the guy's like, you know what? You want to be the best? Then you need to go out and you need to do it 100 times. And you have to make it 100 times in a row. If you get up to 50, if you've made 50 and you miss the 51st, you start all over and start from 1 again. He's like, all right, fine, I'll go do this. And he did it and did it and did it and did it. And look, he's the best golfer in the world, right? He did it. But he got up to the 100th shot, right? He missed number 100. But guess what? He didn't stop. He started all over again from 1. And he did it until he got all 100 in a row. So there was this young whippersnapper, and he wanted to do the same thing, and he wanted to be the best golfer, and he wanted to know, and all that kind of stuff. So he goes up to him, and he's like, how do I do this? I want to be just like you. And so, oh, this is what you do, Yeah, okay, I can go do that. He gets up to 100, he gets up to 50, makes 50 in a row, misses the 51st, and whatever. So later on, when Jack meets this little dude up again, they meet again. He's like, well, hey, how'd you do and everything? He goes, well, I made 50, but I didn't hit 51, so I stopped. Guess what? He's not the best golfer in the world now, is he? Nope. So what she was saying, which I just remembered the story because it is so true. You just keep going and keep going, keep going, and you will be the best, and you will be number 1, and you will be that presidential diamond, and you will be ambassador diamond, and you just don't stop, because he spent hours out there in the heat doing this until he got it right. So obviously I don't expect you guys to go outside and spend hours out in the heat or anything, but that's what I'm just saying is just keep going. Don't stop, because it will pay off. You will plant the seeds and it will pay off, and you will get to where you want to go. So I just love that. So I'd share it.
No, that was so good. I was on her live the other day, and it was.
I love her.
Yeah, same. Same. Okay, you guys. Well, that is it. Here, I'm gonna stop recording.